Ciao, I'm Mario, a Swiss car guy on YouTube, and it's been a while since I released my last video. I think it was me attempting to find a clunk on the Lexus, which by the way I didn't find. So I don't know what it is, I'll just live with it. And I've actually wanted to do more videos because my cars need some work and I haven't done any to them. Well, not any, I've fixed the indicator on the Trans Am. It turned out the housing was like cracked and loose, so I epoxied it back together and now it works, so at least I have working indicators everywhere. So I did something, but I've just had 2 weeks of holidays and it wasn't a vacation, it was a staycation, so I stayed at home for 2 weeks and I figured, well, this is time to work on the cars and to get some progress done, but no. I worked instead on the house because this house is draining me. Apparently home ownership is a lot of work, as I'm finding out. So I've been gardening, landscaping, something I really like. I cut down trees and then I had to chip the remains and the brush and the stuff. I bought a wood chipper for that because I'm going to need it some more. I cut trees upstairs, I cut trees downstairs next to the road. I did a lot of landscaping, which takes time apparently. Then I also upgraded the Wi-Fi down here. So I installed an access point up there somewhere. I don't even know if you can see, but an access point there, an access point in the garage there. And then I had to cable everything, wire it together. I also installed surveillance cameras, so they needed to be wired as well. So a camera there, one back there, one in front of the house. The one in front of the house was already cabled. I had the electrician do it, but the ones here needed the cables brought from my server room, which is the heating room. And yeah, this took time, and so I haven't done a lot. I also, my office upstairs, I added 2 desks that I got for free at work. And I mean, I didn't steal them, they were just old desks, but they were good enough for my old office. So I brought those upstairs with the help of my cousin. And then I had to, of course, light them because I need to light over my work area. So installing lights took me a lot of time, interestingly, and then I also 3D printed a lot of stuff, and that took me some time. Then my 3D printer broke, and then I had to fix that. And now everything is good, but now is Sunday, the last day of my 2 weeks holiday, and I figured now is the time that I finally have to work on the cars, because they're overdue. The Porsche nags me about service being due, so I'll do a service. I actually wanted to do spark plug change as well, but I didn't buy the spark plugs. I thought I had them, but I realized that when I checked them that there were 8 of them, and this is a 6-cylinder. So I instead had bought spark plugs for the Trans Am, which also actually needs a service because I think I've owned this car now for 3 years, maybe 4 years. I think 3 years, and I haven't serviced it in that time, and I don't think it was serviced before. So this car needs a service. I had it on the lift a couple of days ago, where I found out a power steering line is actually leaking, so I have to source that and replace that as well. But today I'll be concentrating on servicing the Porsche. So it will just be an oil and filter change because, as I mentioned already, I don't have the spark plugs, but oil filters, I bought those a while ago, so that should work. So now I'm going to do the work on the Porsche, and I already placed it on the lift so that it sits correctly, but I also got some sort of rubber pucks that go into the jack points of the car to protect the jack points and to make it lift nicely. So I'm going to get those. So these are basically just some rubber pads that get put into the oval-shaped jack points, and then the arms can go underneath. It protects them. It's kind of, it wasn't expensive, they are from AliExpress, so yeah, I'll put these on and then I'll lift the car. Oh yeah, you might be wondering what this thing is here. Apparently it's a hanger for my bag. No, this is I think the correct term is a reach truck, which is a pallet stacker, a little forklift you might call it. This thing, I just use it to lift stuff up. I bought this recently because I figured I would need it because I want to still break down the shanty town in front of the house, and for this will be helpful. And also, I made sure to buy one that can lift over 4 meters. So I can actually get to the upper floor of my house, which I also used when I had a little IKEA sideboard delivered. I put them on a pallet, lifted them up, and then got them in through the window, so I didn't have to carry them upstairs, so it was great. And yeah, this is going to be very useful, but yeah, it takes up space. I think I need to move it to the other garage, but for that I need to make a bit more free space available, and also then there I don't have the power to charge it, because this needs 380 volts to charge. But anyway, I bought this, it's used, it's from 2018, so it's not that old, and it also only has 2,500 hours or something like that, which apparently for a machine like this is not a lot, which I hope is good, because the batteries in these things, to replace them, they cost thousands. So this battery seems to be very good. I have never charged it since I owned it, but it's only been 2 weeks, so yeah, but I've not used it that much, but I hope this will last a long time, and it's actually quite fun to drive around in it. But anyway, this is the stacker, the forklift, the reach truck, whatever you want to call it. It's not the topic of this video, so let's go to the Porsche. Okay, so the pucks are in place, the arms are in the right place, so I can lift the car up. Before I put the car up all the way, I will remove a tire. I mean a wheel. You'll see why later on. By the way, I tried to adjust both sides of the lift to be level, but it didn't work. So changing the tension of the metal cords in there didn't do anything, because the safety locks, the interlocks, when you lower it, they are not that same height. So it seems like either the floor is uneven, or one of the sides has settled, or there's just a little difference, like 2 centimeters. So the car will always be not level when it's on the lift. But I don't think it's a big issue, but you know. Let's finish lifting up the car. This is as high as I can get, so barely underneath. Okay, so let's start by draining the oil. This is the oil plug. Hey, here's the oil filter, it's quite easy to reach. And for this, of course, I will use my little oil catcher. That is probably not even in the frame. We have the oil catcher ready. Sort of. Kind of. The engine is still warm because I've just driven it. So, wow, this needs a Torx. I wonder if I have that. Yeah, Torx 50. Quite large. Let's see. God. Yeah, that was a bit too much work for me. Let's see how dirty I get doing this. Because I reckon very. Yeah, quite dirty. Now let's see if I can remove the oil filter. I don't want it to go onto the floor. So the oil filter, which means, could I remove it by hand? Maybe it's plastic. The answer is no. No, yes, the answer is yes. I can remove it by hand, which is neat. Or, in theory, I could. I mean, it turns, but does it also come down? Yes, slowly. I'll fit the housing in plastic. I don't know if I should like this or not. Hey, so far no spills on the floor, which is Fantastic. Wow, I could remove the actual filter. No spills on the floor. This thing is worth its money. So while we let this drain, we go outside and do something else. As you may see, I bought a kiddie pool. Not to bathe in it. In fact, I actually bought 2 kiddie pools, but one was like 3 meters. It was way too big. I bought it on clearance. It was just $5, but it's not useful for me. Anyway, I bought a kiddie pool because one of the tires in the Porsche has like a slow air leak. And now I want to dunk it in there to see if I see any bubblings, if I see any bubbles forming, so to help me identify the leak, because every time I take this car, I kind of have to pump it up because it's like down to 1.5 bar or something like this. I usually pump this because I know it's going to leak to like 2 bars at 2.9 bars or something like this. And after a week or so, it's down to 2 or 1.5 or something like this. So there is a slow leak. I also already replaced the valve insert one, but maybe the whole valve is leaking. I don't know. So I'm just going to dunk it in the pool in the rain now and see if I can see some bubbling. So let's go in there. It floats. I didn't think it would float. Damn, it floats. It's the valve. I can see the bubbling. The valve is leaking. It's very obvious, but also it floats. And I shouldn't have kept these gloves on. These are not waterproof gloves. If I put the tire under water, there's a lot of bubbles coming up from the valve stem. So it's obvious it's leaking there, which is a good thing because that's easy to replace. A new tire is kind of expensive, even though these tires, they're not too long for this world, but they're still good, I reckon. Yeah, it's super obvious. It's leaking like crazy. Also, I had no idea tires would float so well. I did pump it up to 4 bar right now just to improve on things. But so we figured that out. So the $14 I spent on the kiddie pools was well spent. Okay, so it's time to put things back in. So this is the new filter. I bought it from MAN, which apparently is a good company. And I just hope it's the right one, because it wouldn't be the first time I make an oil change on the car and I had the wrong filter. So I then had to do the whole oil change again. Looks similar enough. Comes with a new O-ring, good. Now, off you go, O-ring. Let's get the new O-ring on. Let's oil it a bit. Perfectly seated. There's some crud down here. Now we put the oil filter on, I guess. Oh. And now comes the controversial part. Should you fill this up with oil or not? I reckon you should, so I will. I bought the Shell Helix Ultra for this oil change, 0W40, which is the recommended one. This is not Mobile One, which is like the one everybody wants to use, but and this is approved by Ferrari. If it's good enough for a Ferrari, it's good enough for my Cayman. So I'm going to use this one. Not make it completely full, but I just fill it a bit so that it's full. I'll loop the O-ring, and now I'll put this on. 25 Newton meters apparently. This is as tight as I'll put it on, because I'm not going to tighten it further, because 25 Newton meters is not a lot, and also this is about as strong as I can get it by hand, which I reckon is perfect. So this is good. So now we need to re-put the oil plug back in. So let's put it back in. Oh, this is still running out. Nice. Enough. Let's get the ratchet. This is about as tight as I want. In fact, it might be too tight. Now my bit doesn't come out. So this is about as tight as I think I should do it. It's really nice and hand tight. And now I can clean it off a bit more. I put the filter back on. I put the screw back on. So this should be good. I can move this out of the way because it's not dripping anymore. Then I think there's nothing else for me to do underneath here. I need to do the filters, so the air filter and the inside air filter, but the air filter I think is accessed from above, and the inside air filter, I don't know. But I need to lower the car, but I'm still missing a wheel, so I'm lowering it and leaving it on the lift. So this is about as low as I want to get it because I don't have the wheel back there. Good. So now we have to go inside the car to do the rest of the service. So I need to remove this panel here. I think, do I need to? Probably I have to. I think the straps will sit behind the panel, so I have to remove the little net. Because if I pull on them, they do nothing. So this lifts up somehow, theoretically. Because here is the access patch for the oil. So here is where you fill the oil and the coolant. But to get this off, you need to lift off this panel, which is something I have apparently never done. So I found this piece of great engineering. Let's see if this is good enough to do it. Oh my God, it is. Oh. Oof. But yes, I need to undo the hooks because the cargo net will sit on top, which is not good. Let's get the cargo net out of the way. And then I should be able to pull this panel with a lot of insulation. Oh, come on out, nice and warm. Thick boy. Now it should come off. And it does. Boop. So it turns out the air filter is back here. I should have informed myself before how this works, instead of just attempting. So this is here, so opening this should be enough. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's get a screwdriver. LTTstore.com. And let's undo this. Whoop. Let's put this into here. This could use a clean, huh? So this is undone. Does it open now? Yes, it does. This comes out, good. And the air filter, can it be taken out now? There's some clearance here, there's some clearance here. I wonder how this goes. So this screw secures the entire assembly. So if I undo the screw, I can pull it right out. Sometimes it's good to look at the new parts before. So one screw. I wasn't sure about it. Whoop. And now it should come off. I think now I can pull it into that direction, or yeah, it must go into that direction. Yep. One old air filter out, which even has a bit of glue on it. Oh, this is an original Porsche air filter, because this car until now had a full Porsche service history, and now of course it's gone because I bought the cheap Bosch filter instead, which doesn't have a Porsche number on it. Otherwise, looks pretty good to me. Even has dabs of glue on the same spot. This is made by Mahle though, so maybe next time I buy Mahle, but I think I bought Bosch because it was available. So let's put it back on, which is easier said than done. So I think first inside there, then we move it a bit over and then under and then Good. Let's put the screw back on. Okay. Engine air filter changed, so I can just close it up. This goes on the inside, I reckon. This is in. Closed. Good. My cargo net can go back on, but now I have to do something else. I have to do the dreaded oil fill. And why is it dreaded? Well, because on this car, the oil filler net is here in the carpeted part of the car. So I have to be careful not to spill any. In fact, I will put stuff underneath, just to make sure if I spill any, it gets sort of caught. It has this little catcher, but that is not really going to hold a lot. Well, let's hope we don't spill any. I'm not good at not spilling. Oh my god, it's impossible. Yeah, I already spilled. That's 5 liters minus some spillage. The car should take 7.75 liters, I believe. So I need a second can of oil. So I transferred 2.5 liters of the new jug into this jug so that I can put it in without spilling. And now I go put this in all the way. I think I'll do it like this because it would be 1 liter short, I reckon. At 7.5 liters, I'll leave it where it is. Then I will measure it and then add if I need any. The thing is, this car has electronic oil measuring. It doesn't have a dipstick, so I cannot pull it out and measure. And therefore, I think the car needs to be completely cold until the oil can be measured. And I don't know, maybe it's been standing here for an hour, maybe it's cold enough. So I will go into the car and check the oil level and also clean up my spillage here, which was very tiny but still present. Let's see if we can measure the oil. Oh, it shows the oil almost full. So it's good. Actually, it's perfectly filled. 7.5 liters is perfect because you don't want it fully full and you don't want it, yeah, that's the other thing. It says Service jetzt, which is very German. It means service now. I should reset this, and I was going to, but you need a diagnostic interface in order to do it, and I couldn't find mine because I have it, I know it, but it must be still in one of the moving boxes. I have to go find it, so right now I cannot reset it, but the oil level is nice. Now the last thing to do is the cabin air filter, which I reckon is right here in the front. So it turns out the pollen filter's under there after all. So still getting this out, then this needs to come out. Then it should be here. No? What? Other side maybe? Yes, it's on the other side. Underneath this water shield, I reckon. Oh yeah, and there's also a ground running through. Some kind of a sled. Does this get moved somehow, or is it just lifted? This looks like it slides. Oh, it does. But I don't know what it means. Where does this slide? What does this do? I should really inform myself before I start with these work jobs. Oh, this fell off. I don't know if this is good. Yep. Now it comes up. Not too dirty. Let's see if the new one is the same. Again, you have a Porsche part number. This is by MAN. My replacement is by Meile. But it looks very similar. It should work. Here. Maybe not. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Come on. Get in here, filter. Oh, this rubber. Come on. This is on. Now we'll take this weird sliding thing and put that back on. How this is supposed to work, but anyway, it's on. Here is this wire. I will lower this back down here. So the water shield. Cabin air filter is replaced as well. Let's put the cladding back on. This up, which is all velcroed in place from the factory. Hard to believe. This is how Porsche works with Velcro. And this is the battery. And this thing is also holding on by a thread. So that's it for the trunk, but we are not done. We still have to fix the wheel. So let's replace our leaky valve stem. I've already replaced the valve inserts before. That didn't fix the thing, so I think I will replace the entire valve this time, the entire stem. So let's get this onto it nicely. Let's get it onto the corgi. Good. Let's get the air out. The little air we have remaining. just need to get the tire far away that I can replace the valve. So I think this should be enough. Come on, how to get this out? I know there is a tool for that. I mean, there's a tool for putting it in, which is this. This is a tool for putting in a valve stem, but I don't think it's a tool for getting it out. Can I use this to push it back in? So maybe I'll just cut it off. I'm going to replace it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yep, cutting was the way. Now I have to put the new one in, which I handily have. And now let's use the puller and pull it through. Nope, this went through. Seating nicely. Let's hope it seals now. Wow, this took way too long. One. Well, it's only going to do one pop. I will overfill it again. I will now put it onto 4 bar like I did before because I want to dunk it another time into the pool. Good, so now let's get the car back up and the wheel on because we're still missing a wheel. Good. Torque down. Good. So the service on the Porsche is finished. I'll now go for a test drive to see if everything works. I will check the oil later on and add some more if it needs more because it should have needed 7.75 and I only added 7.5 and it seems to be perfect. So I don't know about that. But hey, I worked on a car. Apparently it's good. I also think I fixed the air leak because on my second dunking in the pool there were no bubbles at all. So hopefully this is right, this works now, but the Porsche is fine for the moment. I still need to code out the service now thing, but I need to go dig for the little adapter that I have to connect to the car. I will now mount the license plate and then go on with the test drive to see if everything works the way it's supposed to. For you, this video ends probably here. Maybe I'll take you along for the test drive, not sure yet. We will see in a couple of minutes, I guess. Yeah, the German Autobahn. One advantage of living so close to Germany. I wish Swiss roads were like this. But otherwise, this is the end of the video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of the Cayman, more of the Trans Am, more of the Ubiquiti reach truck, more of me anyway. And follow me on Instagram at SwissCarGuyMario, where I occasionally post pictures and even short videos, I think, but very occasionally. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.